Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Cosmo Muse Tarot and this week's glow up message. So we are going to be looking at a glow up that is coming in for you around your sense of refinement. So something that is refining in your life, that's feeling more honed and polished and more perfected and rhythmic and just this sense of just a wholeness, right, with something that just has like a cultured quality to it now, because you've put in the time and dedication and intention and thought for something. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Feel free, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, to go to more than one pile. So pile 1, we have a green or aqua calcite. Pile 2 is yellow. I don't think this is citrine or sunstone, so I don't know if there's like a yellow calcite, but it kind of feels more calcite-y to me. So I'm going to call it yellow calcite, but I'm not positive that that's what it is. And then amethyst for pile 3. Okay, so pause here if you need to tune into these 3 piles. When you feel ready, timestamps are in the descriptions, and I will see you guys in your readings. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your glow up reading. And I always intend the glow up readings to be some kind of glow up that should arrive in the next week or so. So something right on the horizon. You guys picked this beautiful sort of green aqua-ish calcite. Put over to the side. Okay, so this week's glow up, we are looking at something that is coming into a more refined, polished sense in you, because you've put in thought, time, intention, really crafted something more honed and special because of your own efforts. But just, you know how sometimes we practice and don't feel like we're getting anywhere, and then like suddenly we just like wake up one day and like something clicks. I feel like that is the sense where it's like, you know that there's been effort here, but maybe you haven't been aware that you're kind of coming into like getting it, or a certain sense of like craft quality is about to click in for you. Like you could even be feeling like, is this a lost cause? Like I put so much effort here, but like I'm not getting something, right? But this is coming to show you where and around what this kind of refined sense is about to come in. Nothing. Oh, that's super interesting. I have some thoughts there, and don't worry, it's not literally, you don't have a glow up. There's nothing that's refined. I have a different sense coming in, but I want to get the Priestess of Light that I'm pairing with this reading, just to make sure I take it in a direction that is right and sacred action. Okay. Decisive focus. Oh, okay. I actually love this. This is to me showing something about your ability to limit things in order to have a more focused and masterful mind. Like there's something you've put your attention to, and you've really devoted focus and attention toward, which has meant that you've had to limit everything else, like nothing else but this focus, or nothing else but cultivating a quality of focus. I mean, I could give an example, and I don't think it's going to be anyone necessarily here's example because it's really specific to me in a journey I've been on. But I would say near the beginning of the year that I'm doing this reading, I learned that I have ADHD. And if you come to my readings, you've probably heard me talk about that just a little bit. And I have worked really, really hard this year at just generally building up a sense of focus in my mind and knowing what I need to do to stay focused in days that need me to stay focused. So mine is a little bit more about my mind, but for you, maybe there's something specific you've been working on, like mastering some kind of skill, or some just big objective, and you've had to have like 100% focus on that and nothing else. So whatever it is to you, if it's more a general sense of like cultivating a quality of focus, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's some of you, because our world in general has like made a lot of our brains, even if you don't literally have ADHD, it's created an overlay of ADHD for most people, a scattered focus, an inability to focus for very long. So if that resonates with you and you've been working on that, even if you don't have ADHD, that certainly could be for some people. But I do think there are people here that have had like really specific goals that they've been putting all of their energy and focus towards. And it's sort of like, maybe you feel like the efforts haven't paid off, or maybe they aren't actually going to pay off. But this is here to say that there's some kind of refinement, a more perfected and skilled, honed sense coming online with this glow up, where it's going to be obvious to you. You're going to see some evidence and some, just like a very strong awareness that actions you've been taking, focuses that you've really given energy and time to, have paid off, and you putting so many other things on the back burner wasn't a bad decision. It actually was really prudent of you to do so, and you're seeing the evidence of that now, and so feeling more acceptance for having done that, if that's something that you've struggled with. But whatever it is, like, something that you've had really, really strong focus and really built to create some mastery in being very focused in some way, is really, just like a glow up coming in here of like, it's evident that the work you've put in is like really paying off now. And just like beautiful, I don't know why that word came up, just like beautiful and powerful ways. I'm just tuning into this Priestess of Light here. Powerful, regal, respectful, honorable, kind of just potent ways. Okay, we're going to get a few tarot cards to add on to this as well. Five of Cups. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you've had to, some of the things you've had to put on the back burner or by the wayside, or even leave behind, weren't easy to do. Did bring some grief. Let's see, we had two cards jump out already. At the same time, it's really, help you to hold new kinds of visions for your life or yourself, or in your expectations. And because you've gotten a hold of those expectations and had more aligned visions starting to come through, you're going to start to see the results of that, like things you've left behind, left room for you to be more aligned to this really important thing that you focused on. And something's coming in for you. You know, it's like you have changed expectations, you have changed visions, but just because you have changed expectations or different kinds of visions doesn't mean anything's going to come of those. But you're seeing that coming towards you with this glow up. You're seeing that that's coming in for you. The new kind of things you've worked on, things you've brought kind of some mastery and focus and dedication and an effort towards, and to make, you know, to be able to do that, things that you've left behind, it's all making sense now, and it's all going to be worth it now, because the way you've changed, or the new focus or expectation you've dedicated yourself to is starting to, you're starting to reap things from that. You're starting to see possibilities coming to shore for you. And then last we have Seven of Pentacles. This is like a double meaning for me, because we've already talked about that, like there's already been this intense amount of like cultivation going on. And Seven of Pentacles is all about patience and cultivating, and oftentimes feeling like the ship's not coming in, like I've put in so much work, and am I going to reap anything from this? And so in that regard, you're over that hump. This glow up is getting you over that hump, that this hard work has resulted in a harvest actually starting to come in for you. But also, you seeing the power of that is giving you even more willpower and more potency and command to take that further, or to make other big types of goals like this, and knowing, like having this even new skill set of knowing that, like with patience and cultivation, I can make big things happen in my life. I know what it means to sacrifice. I know what it means to not scatter my energies, and really stay focused on the things that are most important to me. And that when I do that, big things, they take time and patience and work, but they do bring rewards and results that are equally as big. And I think so, not only have you just finished doing that, but you're finding more willpower, more potency, and more willingness to do that more, and really, really start to focus on the things that you want most in life, the things that are most important to you, and putting that same kind and quality of effort and focus and dedication into. And yeah, it's just like something very refined is unfolding in this ability to stay focused and prioritized, and limit the distractions and the superfluous, and the things that just aren't your strongest priorities, even if they might feel a little important. It's like, no, I'm not a jack of all trades. I really want to be refined and mastered and cultured in very specific things. So yeah, beautiful. All right, so that is your glow up. If that resonates, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And yeah, good luck with this glow up. You deserve it big time. It's about time is what it feels like, I should say. It's about time. All right, I hope to see you guys in future readings. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your Glow Up reading, where we are going to look at a glow up you're coming into in terms of what's feeling and presenting itself as more refined in you, more perfected and whole and like eloquent kind of feeling. So you guys picked this yellow, I'm calling it a calcite. I don't know for sure that that's what it is, but it's beautiful nonetheless. So we're going to just put this to the side for you and tune in to the Supra deck first. We've got conflict. Interesting. And a Priestess of Light to go along with this. Divine Masculine, electric, active power. I actually really like this. Sometimes conflict can be healthy. Sometimes conflict is needed in order to bring some justice, to point out a certain sense of fairness, to be able to stand your ground and demand some accountability. And that's, conflict can be more catty, but because this is like a refined thing and a glow up thing, that's the sense I'm getting here, is that maybe you're someone that has tended to shy away from conflict in the past, but maybe you've been working on really hard and seeing that sometimes you do have to kind of stand up for yourself, and sometimes you do need to demand certain justices and certain accountabilities, and that is right. Sometimes, as a pretty sensitive individual, when I was very young, I would avoid conflict in any possible way I could, unless it was with my parents. But out in the world, I did not like rocking the boat. I would never rock the boat. Rarely. I'm sure I did here and there, but so rarely. And even to this day, I'm not a person that seeks conflict. I don't necessarily enjoy it, but I have come into sort of an understanding that sometimes you do have to kind of stand your ground and demand to be heard, and that may initially show up as sort of creating conflict, but usually when you're heard, it doesn't always turn into the conflict we would envision that it would, right? Rocking the boat doesn't always result. That's what it feels like to me, this ability to rock the boat. It's not so much conflict to me, it's this ability to rock the boat, which could incite conflict, but it doesn't always have to. But it's that willingness to not just appease and not just keep the peace just because you like peace, but really tuning into that more masculine, assertive, active energy. That is that, I think of masculine as a little bit more confronting, to that ability to stand your ground and to use your logic and your arguments and your our power organs are right in, our chest and our heart, being able to stand with strength and courage and your kind of chest and heart up and confront things that need confronting, and a willingness to rock the boat when that's what's needed. It's like something's really settling in you, where you understand this energy in a refined way, in the way it's supposed to be used. Not in a way of like seeking drama, seeking conflict, seeking to antagonize, but this ability to just like stand in your power and bring things up that need to be brought up, to confront things that need confronting, to rock the boat when that's necessary. And in doing so, seeing that that can really result in a lot of awareness being found. Sometimes when we confront other people or a situation, they weren't even aware, right, that something was unfair or something, or that there was a grievance of some sort, right? And it's sort of like just this awareness that even like it can be a very positive thing and very helpful thing to confront situations. Because a lot of times we can't all always be aware of everything going on and always aware of all of our patterns. And I know that I'm appreciative when people bring up things like that to me that I'm not always aware of, that like can be worked on or just seen in general. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of new strength in this glow up, new strength and confidence in knowing the power of confronting things, the power you have to confront things, and your ability to stand strong and stand kind of active in your quality of confronting things. In order also to have more, I don't know, just like control of your fate, control of how other people treat you, how other people use you, how, you could even be more of that advocate, and you're not even standing up for yourself, but things you see as needing confronting because they're unfair in the world. So you could even be finding your power as like an advocate in some way. Some of you maybe are like graduating from law school, or you feel like you're leveling up in litigation or something like that. I'm sure that's for like one person here, but that kind of thing where it's like you maybe also are finding like maybe you've really worked on the way in which you argue points, or the way in which you use reason and logic to bring certain things to attention and give them gravity and weight and power, that kind of stuff. And I love the 8 on this Priestess of Light card too, because that is strength as well, and authority. So there is some kind of authority, like your glow up, you're gaining something you've really worked hard at. It's like you're stepping into a new sense of authority too, strength and authority. Very interesting. Okay, so let's get just a few tarot cards to add to this. Ooh, let's take the top card there, the World. I love that. Yeah, you've definitely worked really hard at this. I would definitely say for some of you, you've either been like students or working hard in more like apprentice or junior levels in something. I don't know why I keep feeling sort of like a work vibe here. It doesn't have to be. But I keep getting the image of like someone either in law school or working through their first cases and finding their footing, but there's like something you're finding your success with this. You've worked really hard. That is more of a metaphor, the law school thing or the young attorney thing. It's more, that's just an image I'm getting, but you could use that to map onto whatever this connects to for you, that you're really coming into a sense of kind of authority and power and strength in, that you've worked really hard at. Queen of Swords, your mind is, yeah, very fair and sharp, which, you know, Queen of Swords to me holds total like attorney vibes. But in, like, you know, versus the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords has a very nourished, you know, you really could be an advocate for others. Like, the Queen of Swords wants to nourish and protect, whereas the King is kind of protecting their domain. The Queen wants to be more of an advocate. So again, that like attorney vibe coming through. Yeah, definitely in the comments, let me know if there's any attorneys here. It's interesting. My guess is, if any, there's like one, but who knows? You never know. But something, you've really worked on your mind, and you've worked on like a sense of fairness, a sense of knowing how to balance. This is bringing up a balancing, because we have divine masculine, but Queen of Swords is sort of like the feminine element of the mind, of like advocating, using the mind to advocate, to protect and nurture others. So there's also that partnering thing where it's like, I think maybe you're finding that right balance of how to confront things in a way that's assertive and strong, but also grounded in something that you're concerned about, how things are being nourished, how things are being protected, how things are, how the foundations are of life are being thought of and considered. Okay, last tarot card. Woo, the Sun, which is just success. I don't know. I mean, because I'll just keep going with my analogy, which you can just map onto your own scenarios. But this is like, to me, that Sun here is like a victory, and it's like the young attorney winning their first big litigation case, right? Or you know, passing the bar or whatever it is. So however that sort of maps onto your own life as a metaphor, or that analogy relating in some way to how this presents for you. But like, yeah, but something you've given a lot of time and effort towards, a lot of development in, a really nourished ability to bring forth like logical argument, but also that's grounded in care and advocacy and protection. You're winning right now. All I can say, you're winning. Maybe you're even like fighting a court battle, not an attorney, but like fighting some kind of legal battle. Again, that's probably for like one person, but I guess I would just say for the majority of you, you're finding your strength in like holding your own, and in being willing to confront things and doing it in this really elegant, refined, purposeful, strong, caring way. And it's a very winning way, and it's a very mature way with the world. And you may even be winning a lot of respect in the way you're holding yourself and being able to confront things that are worth confronting. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, that is your glow up reading for this week. I hope it resonated. If so, I always appreciate support. Likes, shares, and subscribes are always easy ways to do that. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. But in general, just thank you for being here and letting me read for you, and wishing you a beautiful, powerful, empowering, glow up. All right, I will see you guys in future readings. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your glow up reading where we're looking at something in you that's coming into a new leveled up sense of refinement and perfection and wholeness. So you guys chose the beautiful amethyst stone, which we're just going to put over to the side for you. And let's jump in to see what this is about. So it would be something you've put a lot of effort towards, you've practiced, you've given, you've been working to refine, but now you're coming into a sense of refinement that is sort of a sense you've been hoping to get to, wanting to see evidence of, and we've got air. Okay, so it could have to do with the mind for some of you. It could have to do with communication or movement. Yeah. Okay, let's get a priestess of light to further specify what this is in relation to. Summoning power, instinct, intellect, control. Yeah, I'm going to go with intellect here with the air. So maybe you've been studying something or generally just like working on what you feed your mind, working on the way you express yourself or how you articulate things. Maybe you've been working on some of you could be students where you've been in a learning process, learning something new. And I think that you're gaining more control and instinct with your mind, with this intellect you've been working on, whatever that means to you. Some kind of intellectual or intellect-oriented thing you've been putting effort into, and it's like instinct, control are starting to feel like they're in your grasp now. And maybe that's something you've worked really hard to cultivate and feel like you have a sense with. And it's now starting to unfold. I'm just suddenly distracted by, I feel like there's a little bird stuck outside my window. Okay, it stopped. I don't know what that was about. Sorry, that really distracted me. And those things usually mean something. What is that? I wish I could see more clearly. It's kind of through some branches, so it's hard to see. Well, it's settled. Ooh, when I think of bird, I do think, they're very airy creatures, and I think of the mind, and something was like fluttering really, really hard, and then it like calmed, and now it's just like sitting there. And that could be like you've been overworking your mind, your intellect, to understand something or study something, or just knowing how to articulate more, or in general, just feel more intelligent about something generally or specifically. But that out the window distraction sort of felt like something, and almost like maybe, like your mind was overworked and maybe even felt like it was stuck or something, but you've now found that control. You found a way to calm it and focus it and hone it, and you're finding that instinct, you're finding the way to use and develop. I don't know, there's just like your particular way of building intelligence. And of using, and intelligence can come from our body, it can come from a lot of different things, but because this is the air element, I'm really specifically talking about like mind intelligence. You've found a way to, I think, calm your mind, find more focus and clarity in how you develop a certain intellect, mental intellect. And you're starting to find your instinct with it, I believe. You're starting to find your own particular way of being mentally oriented and uniquely intelligent because of that. It doesn't have to be the most intelligent person in the room or the most intelligent student or just generally intelligent overall, but it's like I think you're learning like how your mind works. What is the best way to learn and hone the intelligence your mind orients around, and how to use your mind instead of trying to make your mind like someone else's or like the ideal, whatever the ideal is to you. You're seeing your own mental instincts and orientations and working with that, and it's settling that fluttering, struggling kind of energy, and you're able to have like more control, more confidence, because you know how your mind is. Like you're coming into this refinement and perfection of just like working with your mental strengths, knowing what your mind does, how it works, how it's oriented, what supports it, what nourishes it, and what it wants, what your mind wants to do, right? And so you're just finding more control and instinct in working with your very specific individual mind. Very cool. Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's get some tarot cards to add to this. Okay. Two of Cups, yeah. You've found a lot of peace in your mind suddenly. The Devil. Yeah, I absolutely already felt a release of the Devil. So I love that the Devil came up, like some attachment to being intellectual or smart in some way that maybe wasn't right for your mind. It's like you've let go of it. You're detaching from needing to be intelligent in any specific way other than intelligent in your own instinctual way. And you're finding harmony with this. You're finding a certain rightness with this and a certain sort of peace flowing through your mind, your intellect. And that's giving you the control that you were seeking by trying to make your mind some way that it wasn't, or some way that you just wanted to make it. You were never going to find control in trying to make your mind something other than it is. And now that you're really tuned into its own particular ways, you've actually found that control now. But it's not a control that needs any attachment. It's a control that just is because you're being natural. And there's no attachments to that. It just is. Yeah. Okay. Last card, Justice. Yes. Balance. I mean, we have the Two of Cups and Justice. They're both very, and I love the swords with Justice because I do feel her cutting those cords with the Devil of like these attachments. Yeah, just balance, harmony. Your mind, your intellect is finding its peace, it's finding its balance, it's finding its particular instincts. That's giving you more control over your mind. You're really starting to love the kind of intelligence your mind has, because you're listening to it, you're feeding it, you're nourishing what it is. and what it wants to do instead of trying to force it to fit into some mold or be something specific. It just, yeah, you're finding your groove with your mind. That's huge. That's a really cool glow up. So a very refined mind, and yes, you've worked on mind, you've worked on intellect, but the way you're finding power and control with it is by listening to it, by feeding it what it wants, by letting it be natural to what its function is, what it likes to do, what it's meant to do. And you're just like unleashing that, and it's just bringing a lot of power, I feel like, and balance and harmony and peace and flow and all the things. It's great. Okay, that is where I'm going to leave you guys. Good luck. Hopefully in the next week or so, you really start to feel this come in. If this did resonate, I always appreciate support. Likes, shares, subscribes are all great ways to show that. Kind and thoughtful comments are always appreciated. In general, though, just thank you for being here, letting me read for you, and yeah, I hope to see you in future readings.